Crown Jewel. To be the best, first,
John Cena is narrating everything these days, isn't he? Even on events that he's actually competing in.
To freaking shine.
Ha, get it? Because his name is still Seth freaking Rollins. Almost 2 years later, it's still a dumb official name.
To remain champion.
For once, we have a Roman Reigns championship match taking place that honestly feels like it shouldn't even exist. LA Knight is indeed popular with us all, but he literally got chosen as an why not moment compared to an actual build-up. The build-up only happened after he was selected to face Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Aw man, why didn't they keep the amazing crown design for this event? Especially since they have a literal jewel above the ring. Would have been the ultimate combination of a crown and a jewel for Crown Jewel. So close. Just like LA Knight, Drew McIntyre gets a World Heavyweight Championship match simply because, why not? No joke, immediately after Seth Rollins was done with Shinsuke Nakamura, Drew McIntyre showed up and said, "Can I have a title match at Crown Jewel?" And Seth said, "Sure." That's all the story we got. With all due respect, I'm throwing in 5 sins because WWE has milked the living shit out of the Drew McIntyre didn't win a world title in front of a crowd because of the pandemic thing. To the point where almost nobody even cares about it anymore. WrestleMania 37? Failed. Crown Jewel 2021? Failed. Clash at the Castle 2022? Failed. And now Crown Jewel 2023. If you're not going to pull the trigger on Drew winning the world title in front of a large crowd, then stop having him challenge for it in front of large crowds.
And last year, the last time we were here in May.
Apparently 6 months officially qualifies as a year according to Michael Cole, unless Seth Rollins was secretly the WWE World Heavyweight Champion since 2022 and we never knew. Nah, too controversial to say.
By our
Arabaric announce team. We must learn from the cultures of the Arabaric people because their language is sacred. Because Drew McIntyre already put his sword away, he had no choice but to raise his kilt in the air as if that's his own prize being put on the line in this match. No one cares what's trending. Also, the first 2 minutes of this match is mostly Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins having a contest to see who can smile the longest. They trying out to be in the sequel to that freaky horror film released last year or something. I'd like to join. Well, I guess since WWE wasn't able to acquire Cristiano Ronaldo to make a cameo appearance at Crown Jewel, this was the next best thing they could do. Also, damn production team cutting away from Drew McIntyre doing that shout out to Cristiano Ronaldo reminds me of when Edge returned and we never got to see his first spear on Dolph Ziggler. Remember that awful camera switch? That belly-to-belly suplex hurt Seth Rollins so bad that he almost started to perform the Exorcist walk. Man, I miss Bray Wyatt so much. Why are you just standing around watching Seth Rollins? Freaking hit him or something. See, this is why you kept losing in championship matches in front of crowds, Drew.
McIntyre, he said all along.
I'm starting to think half of this match is Drew McIntyre standing around looking down at Seth Rollins instead of taking advantage when he's in control.
Rollins. Oh, what a kick!
To the air. You forgot to finish your sentence, Michael Cole. Lucky for you, I saw that and finished it for you. You're welcome.
Now launch himself off the top rope!
I thought Seth Rollins had a bad back and got slammed on it multiple times even outside the ring. Did he just forget about that? Oh wait, I forgot who was wrestling here. Meanwhile, on this far side of the arena. Wow, I gotta admit it's rare to see the Falcon Zero counter with a brainbuster, but Drew McIntyre surprised us all here.
And a side!
Drew McIntyre seriously had the choice between a sidewalk slam on the ring apron or the steel stairs and chose the ring apron? I'm pretty sure you would have done more damage to Seth had you slammed him on the stairs, especially with that injured back. I'm just saying, Drew keeps making the not-so-deadly choices when he has the chance.
Finish the job.
Alright, that was actually a cool counter into the pedigree. Perfectly timed and cooperated by both wrestlers. You love to see it.
Scottish Warrior. Oh.
Drew should really be careful because slipping like that could have caused Seth to accidentally land on his neck like what happened to Big E nearly 2 years ago. And nobody wants that.
And win the World Heavyweight Champion.
I know it's not the first time I've said this, but maybe Drew McIntyre should really rethink the 3-second countdown prior to the Claymore kick because of how much it alerts his opponents that it's coming.
Rollins off the top rope.
Seth Rollins attempts to hit the Phoenix Splash, but his opponent always moves out of the way cliche. Drew McIntyre's "I'm totally done with this company" face. Oh boy, I hope I didn't just predict the future.
You ready?
Damian Priest had to talk to the referee a lot because Sami Zayn had missed his cue and wasn't there on time. Gosh darn it guys, can we please time these things correctly? Briefcase theft.
I'm the most dominant champ.
And I have less than 5 title defenses to prove that I am the most dominant champion. Sorry, but if we're going by lack of title defenses, then Roman Reigns has Rhea Ripley beat as the most dominant champion in the WWE. Because of the font design, I have no choice but to believe the name is Nia Jax for the night. Must be another relative of Nia Jax.
Raquel Rodriguez talked about this.
This pose usually works when Raquel Rodriguez doesn't have anything on her back, but when she's wearing the full bodysuits due to being in Saudi Arabia, the pose doesn't have the same impact. The cultural impact of this entrance is more important than one would think. Not often you see lines of men honoring a woman in the spotlight of a major event in Saudi Arabia. I will take a sin off for that, but I really wish it didn't take so damn long for the lines of men to form. Seriously, the formation part goes on for 2 damn minutes before we ever get to the honoring part. Honestly, Rhea Ripley should always have this pyroblast during her entrance rather than the lazy non-pyro because it fits it very well. Amazing scenery.
And Nia Jax realized
Heel wrestler slides out of the ring to allow the rest of the competition to beat each other down, which prompts said wrestler to be the first target cliche. It's been done and failed many times over the years. Why on earth does Nia Jax believe it'll work now?
great, Nia. It looks great, yeah.
Wait, it actually worked? Wow, I guess I underestimated Nia Jax. Or everyone else is just dumb enough to let her not take any damage so that she can get involved later. I think I'll go with the latter on this one because it sounds more believable.
To be involved in the decision to lose the...
Rhea Ripley had already kicked out well before the referee could execute a 2 count in this pin attempt.
Jax has already squashed all 4 women.
Since when? Don't seem to recall Nia Jax ever squashing any of these women since she came back in September.
Not here to wrestle.
It's a good thing Michael Cole stopped himself because I was seriously going to start questioning why Zoe Stark would even be in WWE if her intention wasn't to wrestle. Unless she's here to sports entertain. Nah, just kidding. That's the same thing with different words.
Cover now.
Surprised Nia Jax didn't immediately beat down the referee after he hesitated to count Rhea Ripley's shoulders when Nia had her in an obvious pinning predicament.
3 submission holds.
I'm honestly taking out 3 sins for Shayna Baszler being able to lock in 3 different submissions during this sequence. She's got it all, yet WWE refuses to give her the championships. Amazing work by Shayna.
Ripley's last match at NXT.
Seriously? Raquel Rodriguez shoves Rhea Ripley and the response is the menacing finger point? How dare you shove me? Watch how menacingly I point my finger at you. Fear the finger.
Top rope. Leap.
I'm actually taking a sin off for this hilarious moment, mostly because I did not expect the cameraman to fall over after managing to capture quite the spectacle of Zoe Stark leaping out of the ring like that. Hilarious and awesome at the same time.
Feet on the second rope.
Raquel Rodriguez could have easily kicked Zoe Stark, which would have caused both Zoe and Rhea Ripley to fall out of the ring, which then would have allowed Raquel to pin Shayna Baszler without anyone interfering. Rhea manages to retain her title because Raquel made the wrong choice.
I feel I'm in jeopardy of losing your support.
John Cena is worried that he is losing the support of the WWE Universe, despite the fact that he gets more support these days than he ever did before. What he should only be worried about is his ability to wrestle winding down with his age.
My last win was in 2018.
That would sound sad, except for the fact that John Cena has been absent for like 90% of those 2000 days. Not to mention, he's only had like 3 singles matches since his last win. He lost to The Fiend in 2020, Roman Reigns in 2021, and Austin Theory in 2023. It's not like he's been losing 50 singles matches in a row or anything.
And then you can't talk anymore.
Damn, if John Cena continues to talk after the result of this upcoming match, then Paul Heyman is gonna look like more of an idiot than he usually does.
Wade Barrett in Hell in a Cell against John Cena.
I know it's been 13 years since Wade Barrett had his feud with John Cena, but that match was not inside Hell in a Cell as Michael Cole said it was. It was at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but not inside the actual cage. Gotta word things better, Michael.
2017 days.
If only this event took place the next day, it would conveniently have been 2018 days since John Cena last won a singles match in 2018. So close.
Brock Lesnar.
Solo Sikoa probably figures that since we're only 4 minutes into this match, John Cena is going to stay down and take his usual 15-minute beatdown. So more posing. We need more posing in our lives. Is Solo Sikoa actually trying to tag in an invisible John Cena while he's actually fighting John Cena? This must be some crazy multiverse where there are 2 John Cenas. One is visible and one is not. Mindfuck.
Oh!
Just like Fastlane last month, John Cena was already starting to fall before Solo Sikoa could connect with the spinning heel kick. 2 pay-per-views in a row.
Tonight, Wade, as he looks...
Solo Sikoa has been known to quickly hit the Samoan spike on his opponents, but when he has the opportunity to put down John Cena, he takes all the time in the world preparing the spike, when he could just quickly hit it and win now. Solo Sikoa missed the first time he tried to hit the Samoan spike after taking his sweet time, so he figures taking his sweet time twice would get the win? Hard to believe Solo actually wins this match despite all his rookie mistakes. Actually, that's just a regular crossface. Hell, more of a side headlock given the position of the arms. John Cena needs to lock his legs around Solo's leg in order for it to be an STF.
That has been his biggest asset.
Sure, the ending of this match is insane because of how frightening it is. However, a good ending doesn't mean the entire match itself was good, because holy crap, a majority of the 16-minute match is Solo stalking John and doing mostly nothing except bore me to death.
Fresh legs.
Oh, come on, just fucking spike him already. This is the 3rd time in a row that Solo took a sweet-ass time.
Sikoa now has
4th time. 4th fucking time. Seriously, Solo Sikoa takes his time for 4 Samoan spikes, all 4 of them end up getting countered. What is it with this asshole and taking his time?
doesn't quite have it all. Now he does.
Michael Cole said that John Cena doesn't have the full power of the STF locked in, but then said now he does, despite John literally doing nothing to adjust himself. That STF is so brutal that Solo Sikoa is able to easily move his head around, which makes me wonder why he doesn't simply slide out. Finally! Took you long enough to realize that waiting around to hit the Samoan spike is the dumbest shit ever, still sending you after being an idiot throughout the match. After all that, I gotta take away 11 sins because those 11 consecutive Samoan spikes to John Cena, specifically the 6 times Solo continuously spiked John before pinning, turned this into a depressing horror movie. Solo Sikoa was definitely put over in the best of ways tonight. This isn't John Cena saying goodbye to his wrestling career, this is actually John Cena saying goodbye to Saudi Arabia because he more than likely won't wrestle there again when his actual last match takes place. That and Hollywood is back in business after the strike ended, so he's kinda needed again. Oh great, just what this pay-per-view needed, a random, impromptu Miz TV segment that absolutely does nothing for the future or impacts this night.
Abraham, Al-Hajjaj!
While this is great for the crowd in Saudi Arabia, this absolutely means nothing to anybody else watching at home. I'm just saying, what does this segment even accomplish for Crown Jewel? Grayson Waller probably didn't want this segment to go on longer than it should have. That might explain the interruption 10 seconds into the interview. Kudos, but now we're just gonna waste more time with Grayson taunting Abraham, which will then lead to him getting his ass kicked. What is it with Grayson doing excellent on SmackDown in matches, and then getting beat up on pay-per-view in segments?
I have been here for 20 years.
It ain't 2005.
Grayson Waller was actually correcting The Miz, who claimed to be here for 20 years when he's actually been here for 18 years.
Miz TV.
The Miz has one segment with Gunther and all of a sudden the entire world is praising the hell out of him? That really lacks continuity if you ask me. Grayson Waller is begging Abraham and The Miz to not attack him when he could simply wriggle out of the skull-crushing finale position and escape from the ring. Hell, he's still very fresh after taking a single kick. Skip! I gotta say, Crown Jewel is really turning into the Logan Paul competes for a championship event, isn't it? The setup was pretty good with Logan challenging Rey Mysterio following his latest boxing match, but also feels random given Logan's last feud was with Ricochet, who did not have any sort of confrontation with Rey this year. Logan Paul acts surprised when Rey Mysterio slapped him at the weigh-in despite the fact this sort of thing happens at almost every weigh-in you can think of. That and Logan actually believed Rey didn't remember his constant attacks from behind in the weeks leading up to this. I'm actually taking off 5 sins because Logan Paul's entrance in the Dune buggy was absolutely amazing, not to mention appropriate given we're in the Saudi Arabian desert. That is what you call an awesome entrance.
Logan Paul!
Smart of Samantha Irvin, Logan Paul bragged about how she was going to be the one to announce him as the new United States champion, so in response, Samantha takes the night off and puts Byron Saxton as the ring announcer in her place. Logan just got punked.
He's held the Intercontinental title 3 times.
Rey Mysterio has only been the Intercontinental champion twice, not 3 times. Both occasions were in 2009. When did he win his 3rd Intercontinental championship?
Greatest Royal Rumble. Ray still talks about that.
That's interesting. Ever since the greatest Royal Rumble took place, I have never heard Rey Mysterio bring it up once, even in an interview. So I highly doubt Rey is walking around the place talking about how he once competed in that overflowed 50-man Royal Rumble match for like a few minutes.
Paul though, able. And Mysterio.
Great coordination by both wrestlers in the early going of this United States Championship match. Rey is legendary in his own right, but Logan continues to show how much he's learned and worked hard for in professional wrestling.
United States champion from the 2nd row.
Well, we had great coordination. Unfortunately, that head scissors wasn't that good due to Rey not having much air to flip and lock his legs around Logan's neck. Perhaps he should jump from the top rope next time.
Paul into a waist lock on Mysterio.
What the hell just happened to the audio? 1 minute the crowd was making noise and then they flickered before going completely silent. Did WWE just choose to mute their own audience?
Roll through, showing the power.
I mean, it's Rey Mysterio. Why are we ever surprised that his opponents can roll through and lift him up like he's nothing?
Sends Rey into the corner.
What the hell just happened there? Did Logan Paul forget what he was going to do next and just stood there in confusion while Rey Mysterio slowly approached and collapsed? Oh crap, what was my next move? Whoops, he's dead.
Rey just cannot back it up.
What the hell are you talking about, Wade? Rey is literally countering everything Logan is doing and you're saying he can't back it up? That had to be the dumbest call I've heard all night.
Endurance. Well, that's second.
That must be a CM Punk reference, since Logan Paul nearly fell on his ass from the buckshot lariat.
Right. Look at the crossface now.
Oh, when Rey Mysterio does it, it's a crossface, but when John Cena did the exact same move in the exact same position about half an hour ago, it's an STF.
It's by Logan Paul.
Logan Paul deserves a lot of praise for this moment. Rey Mysterio was about to fall flat on his head and potentially break his neck, and Logan protected him with that catch. Legitimately protected Rey from a serious injury, while also making it seem like an average counter into a power slam to keep with the character continuity. Excellent moment and a lot of respect.
In his body to pull him up. Whoa!
Logan Paul continues to impress with every match he competes in. I'm pretty sure that is not the first time I've said that.
Has perfected that.
Oh, come on, does everybody have to win the exact same way these days? Roman Reigns always wins because of the bloodline interference, Judgment Day always wins because they interfere with each other, and now Logan Paul always wins because his entourage hands him brass knuckles. We don't need every wrestler to have one single way to win matches. Here are 5 sins. So Santos Escobar puts the brass knucks on the ring apron without even looking, and both Rey Mysterio and Carlito automatically assumed this was an intentional plan to get Rey to lose his title to Logan Paul. Not gonna lie, that had to be the laziest attempt at a heel turn I've ever seen because this all looks 100% coincidental. Also, let's talk about Santos's plan if there was one. In order for this plan to properly execute, he would have to assume that Logan Paul's entourage would provide him with brass knucks at some point in the match. Logan would have to lose the brass knucks conveniently in the one place Santos would appear so that he can replace them in the ring for Logan to use. Yeah, I don't blame Santos for being pissed at Carlito and Rey afterwards.
Mysterio has no idea to put Paul.
I gotta throw in another 5 sins. Not because Logan Paul used brass knucks to win the match, but because he completely no-sold the 619. He took the full force of the 619 after a near 20-minute match, and it did absolutely no damage to him somehow. And if he had blocked the 619 with the brass knucks, that would only shove the brass knucks back in his own face, thus knocking him out or at least causing more damage. Congrats to Logan on winning, but no selling finishers is always a sin, or 5 sins in this matter.
I mean, you saw what I did to Bailey last night, right?
We also saw that you somehow teleported to Saudi Arabia from Milwaukee in less than 24 hours since you were on SmackDown last night and would like to know the secrets of your sorcery.
Couple of months.
Yeah, it always amused.
I can't be the only one who sees Io Sky perform in her entrance and thinks it looks like she's stumbling down the ramp to the ring as if she was totally wasted, right? Or maybe she just kept spinning around during the entrance and got very dizzy by the time she made it to the ring. Although I'm taking off a sin because I find it awesome whenever the women get creative with their outfits in Saudi Arabia due to having to wear bodysuits. In this case, Io Sky wearing baggy pants in an attempt to look like a gangster. If we gotta wear bodysuits, let's get creative.
She can get down.
Ah, watashi no teyo! Boy, this is more sad when you think about it. The crowd has been excited for a majority of the matches tonight, except for this one. The Miz beating up Grayson Waller in his segment got more of a reaction than this match. I guess it depends on the location, given this match is widely praised in Puerto Rico.
Io Sky is the NXT champion.
Since when the hell did Io Sky win the NXT Championship, a title held only by male wrestlers? WWE must really be hiding a lot of secrets from us, and I shall uncover them all, piece by piece.
Bianca Belair, 419 days.
It was actually 420 days that Bianca Belair was the Raw Women's Champion, but WWE didn't want to hear all the weed references, so they just went with 419 days to avoid it. In some ways, I don't blame Io Sky for believing she would be successful. After all the history of wrestlers watching the entire time and doing nothing to counter at any moment, eventually I'd believe that I'd be successful too.
Time. Tip up by Bianca.
Bianca Belair is an idiot. My leg hurts so bad and it's very difficult to stand up, so let's do a kip up that requires me to land my full body weight on my legs. That will totally help it feel better. Seth Rollins taught me this.
Here for Bianca Belair.
Wait, it actually worked? Bianca kicked up, hobbled on one leg, but the moment she starts using her strength to lift up Io Sky, the leg is magically healed. That's worth another 5 sins. I won't lie, if I were wrestling here tonight, I'd be riddled with anxiety knowing that Jewel above the ring could suddenly fall and kill me at any moment. It's a nice design, but I can't be the only one concerned, right? I'd be concerned if this was going to cause more pain into Bianca Belair's injured leg, but even I know she's just going to forget all about it the moment she gets out of the submission hold.
Let's Shote uppercut.
You have an injured fucking leg! You even landed on the bad knee just to counter Io's strike. This is completely impossible.
But Bianca able to block.
And here I thought Seth Rollins was the worst at selling injuries. Bianca Belair is definitely in the running to take the top spot. Bayley's presence just proves that no matter what Bianca Belair could do to injure her, she was always going to show up like nothing even happened. Typical damage control fashion.
Bianca launching himself.
Bianca launches himself out of the ring? Last I checked, I'm pretty sure Bianca Belair didn't choose to switch genders recently, unless she randomly whispered it to Michael Cole mid-match or something. If you're wondering why the crowd was practically dead when Kairi Sane made her return, there's a couple reasons. Most of the fans in attendance actually can't see her, and those who can are confused because she looks nothing like she did the last time she was in WWE, thus they don't know if it's Kairi or someone they've never even seen before. Post-match assault. Cody Rhodes will take on Damian Priest in the never-ending feud with the Judgment Day. I'd be excited for this match had we not seen them fight many times, whether singles or tag matches, over the last few months. Oh come on, even Rhea Ripley got her own pyrotechnics during this event, and we're in Saudi Arabia, where they launch more pyro than WrestleMania. Why does Damian Priest still gotta resort to non-pyro? That doesn't sound fair if you ask me. It was an impressive display of pyrotechnics up until it was delayed after Cody Rhodes gave the signal.
How much pyro do you need, Cody?
Wade Barrett would be great at CinemaSins 2 expansion, though shockingly enough, that's still less pyro than Cody usually gets on Monday Night Raw, and we're in Saudi Arabia too.
100%, but whoa, wait a...
First we had a post-match assault after the previous match, and now we got a pre-match assault before this one.
Rhodes away. Cody Rhodes.
Nice shout out to Matt Hardy with the side effect, but Damian Priest has got to work on the landing since he landed feet first.
The injured ankle causing
Cody Rhodes be like, ouch, my leg hurts so bad. I think I'm in trouble. Just kidding, I suckered you in. I was about to send Damian Priest for committing copyright infringement before remembering this is his own version of the Crossroads titled The Reckoning, so the actual sin is going to go for the table not breaking. Would have been a cooler spectacle if the table broke.
Put Cody Rhodes away, big smile, into a crossroads.
Alright, now that's worth taking 2 sins off. Picture perfect counter of The Reckoning right into Crossroads. Well done by both wrestlers. The match was picking up pretty good, and I was excited to see a great finish, and then the rest of Judgment Day showed up. As always, we're getting the same damn endings over and over. Variety, please. Nice to see Jey Uso stop the Judgment Day from helping Damian win this match, but I just know this will continue the feud heading into Survivor Series, where hopefully the War Games match will end it for good. Probably not. Technically, Roman Reigns has been the undisputed Universal Champion for a little under 600 days. What is it with WWE thinking you are automatically an undisputed champion at the same amount of time you were just one champion, despite winning the second title over a year later?
They ain't ever gonna chant your name, they're not gonna know who you are, you're gonna disappear.
Conveniently enough, that's exactly what happens to Roman Reigns after this match. The fans won't chant his name, they'll still know who he is, but Roman will indeed disappear. I guess Roman's conversation with himself in the mirror made its way into this feud. Wow, I can't be the only one who thinks the pyrotechnics really suit LA Knight, right? WWE should add that to his entrance on a full-time basis. The pyro exploding with the beat of his music adds into the spectacle.
For 1,000.
Guess we better continue to get used to this, because with every entrance of Roman Reigns, Michael Cole will remind us how many days he's been the Universal Champion. It's becoming less and less impressive with every month he's absent.
There are only 2 men that have held the championship longer. Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan.
WWE deserves 10 sins for basically kicking Bob Backlund to the curb when it comes to longer championship reigns, as their records officially state that Bob was WWF champion for over 2,000 days. And even if they did recognize Antonio Inoki's reign on their records, Bob won it back and held it for another 1,400 days. So why are only Hulk Hogan and Bruno Sammartino mentioned on this list of longer champions? Make it make sense, please.
This is a man, Roman.
Copy Knight infringement.
Very cocky.
Over 2 years of Roman Reigns failing to get the fans to shut up during his matches, and he still thinks he can make them shut up? I guarantee he misses when the fans were just holograms on a screen where he didn't have to tell them to shut up.
Tonight. And now Paul.
Seriously? LA Knight gets distracted because Paul Heyman jumps and grabs one of the ropes? LA claimed he knows how Roman Reigns and his bloodline tactics work, yet easily falls for the most ignorable one. Missed opportunity for LA Knight to kick Roman Reigns with one leg and Paul Heyman with the other. That would have been hilarious and worthy of a sin remover. Roman Reigns is smiling because he knows he's about to bore the hell out of me with his usual beat down my opponent every 2 minutes but walk around for the rest of it technique. I think Roman Reigns is signaling that he wants one more sin to be added to the counter for no reason. Well, wish granted.
Reigns has been in that position before.
Oh yeah, CM Punk is no longer in AEW. That means that we gotta once again deal with the damn CM Punk chants everywhere we go. I find it hilarious that the microphones can easily pick up what the wrestlers are saying in the ring, but the one time Roman Reigns is talking to the camera, the microphones fail to pick up what he's saying. All I hear is noise. 85% of this 20-minute match is Roman Reigns staring around at the fans and doing nothing to keep beating down LA Knight, who seems to have lost his usual momentum during matches. This is sadder than all the other times the Bloodline has interfered on behalf of Roman Reigns. I'm not saying LA Knight is weak or anything, but compared to everyone else Roman has faced, he's the one who has a chance of defeating Roman the least. The fact that Roman needs help to beat LA Knight of all people shows less of how strong LA is and how pathetically weak Roman is getting. LA's been beat down for the majority of this match, too. This deserves 10,000 sins thanks to my handy and trustworthy device. The crowd actually believed LA Knight got a successful 3 count despite the fact that the referee never once counted when they said 1. LA Knight actually falls for this, and I am so done with this shit.